Hey everybody, welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie and we're diving into the book. So as you're tuning in, I want you to know that while we're going through books, there's certain books that will help you really give you solid do this, solid steps, right? So there's books like The Miracle Morning, Atomic Habits. What else have we done? There's certain books that are going to go do A, do B, do C. If you do it long enough, you will have different results. And there are books that make you think. We've done different things like The Traveler's Gift that helps your mindset, like learn and give you perspective. We've done different books like this one, right? This isn't specifically about your fat loss, but this book is to help you think bigger about yourself, the words that you're saying. There's so many different books that we do. A lot of it's on perspective, how you see yourself, how you see others, the words that you're speaking, right? And so this book isn't specifically on fat loss, but it's about thinking big and achieving success in your life in any area. Because this page, while it says Keto Mom, I think I help more people on their mindset and of course, with their keto lifestyle and their diet and all of the different things, homeschooling, relationships, parenting. So this book is to help you think bigger in all of those areas. All right. So just so you know, if you're brand new here, you can scroll all the way through the page to 2015 for lots of different recipes, tips, and tricks and ideas to help you on your journey. Yesterday, if you guys didn't catch the live last night, we did a live last night and it was all keto Q&A. It was a whole bunch of questions that people asked. So go and watch that one. And this morning, we are going to talk about You Are What You Think You Are. That is the title. We're going through chapter 6. I'm going to read a couple of things. There's a lot of stories in here. So I tell people, get the book. If you want to read the stories, I'm just going to give you something to think about. I actually have a question for you and we'll go from there. The point of every morning is so that you can hopefully go through your day with a positive outlook on life. Powerful words you're speaking over yourself, like not negative, but positive. Listening to others, being aware of what people are doing, watching other successful people and learning from them. And it will help you on your own journey. Make sense? So it's Friday. If you're watching live, it's Friday. If you're watching on replay, it might not be Friday. But I hope your day is going incredible. Anybody have any fun plans today or tonight? Anybody going on a date? Friday night date? We're going on a little date, right, babe? Kind of. We're helping at a church event. So there's a big dinner at our church. That's what we're doing. So let's dive in. We're in chapter 6. It's You Are What You Think You Are. So we've talked about this before, but I actually have a really specific question for you because I'm curious. So he talks about in this chapter, he talks in the very beginning, he tells a story about a sales clerk, a salesman, and how when certain people walk into the store, depending on their appearance, the salesperson will either give that person time or not. A lot of this is about appearance and how you dress and how you appear. It affects others and what they think of you and yourself. And I was like, oh no, he's talking to me. Because I'm just going to be real with you. He talks about not wearing baseball caps all the time. And I'm like, how rude. He doesn't know that I'm a stay-at-home mom. He doesn't know that I work from home. And it is true. Your appearance matters, right? So he says, let's see. Thinking regulates your actions. We've talked about that before. What you think creates how you feel, creates what you do, creates what you have. He even has a little verbiage that is basically the same. He says, if a man feels inferior, he acts that way. And there's no cover-ups to hide the way he feels. The person who he feels isn't important. So if he feels inferior, if he dresses inferior, if he carries himself, we've talked about this before. In the book, he says, if you watch people at a store and watch how they walk, a person that walks extra fast is focused, has goals, and probably is achieving more than the person that's walking lazily throughout the parking lot and kind of with their head down. He's saying the same thing, but with your appearance. Basically, do you go out in public feeling confident in the way that you are dressed, in the way that you are, or are you in your jammies? I'm not even going to tell you how I sometimes go to the store. I feel like I'm pretty confident if I'm in my sweats or not. But let me ask you this question. Do you look at people differently? And he's saying this, I'm not telling you to judge, I'm telling you to observe how people carry themselves. You probably can tell people if they're successful or not. He said based on their appearance. So if you're in a store or a restaurant or a work environment, do you judge people on their appearance? Yes or no? Do you feel like you can tell if somebody's successful by the way they dress? Or let me ask you this question. If you were to go to the store and you were just in your sweats, but then you went to the store later and you were like dressed up and you felt confident, do you feel like you carry yourself differently? That's basically what he's saying. The power of your mindset's important. The things that you say are important, right? He's like, always observe and be watching other people. It's important to learn from them. And he said, I want you to carry yourself well. It helps with your confidence. It helps with the way that you speak and present and even going after little wins in your life. And I was like, maybe I should start not having sweatshirts on all the time. I don't dress for success. Whatever success means to you, I'm not going to lie. I put a baseball cap on, I braid my hair. I've got 8 sweatshirts that I rotate from. I don't feel like in general it plays a huge part in my success, but it might. It really might. I'll tell you this, somebody might watch me online and they might watch somebody else who maybe appears more successful. They've done their hair, I don't want to say look prettier, but you know what I mean? And they might decide to go with that person. I'm just talking to you about this chapter. It's just an awareness of how well we take care of ourselves really depicts on how we feel about ourselves, right? He says, how you think determines how you act. We've said this before. As I think, so I feel. As I feel, so I do. As I do, so I have. He says, how you think determines how you act. How you act in turn determines how others react towards you. I'm going to say it again. How you think determines how you act. How you act is determined how others react towards you. It's just an interesting thought. And if we're talking about success, and if we're talking about having a positive mindset, I never thought about the way I dress has an effect on how I feel that day, how I act, how other people look at me. It's just an interesting thought. Some people might go, that's rude. You shouldn't be judging. But we judge all the time, don't we? All right, he says, self-respect shows through everything that we do. He says, let's focus our attention on specific things that can help increase our self-respect. He says, the way you dress, the way you appear is how you actually feel about yourself as well. He says, remember, your appearance talks. Be sure it says positive things about you. Never leave home without feeling certain you look like the kind of person you want to be. Interesting. I was like, that's so good. I'm very much guilty of this. I'm not going to lie. Just interesting, right? Self-respect. He says a little story. He said, how does he? There was a slogan there's a slogan that deserves to be framed in every office, restaurant, bathroom, office, schoolroom in America. He says it was a police ad, and the ad said this. He says, you can totally spot a wrong kid just by the way he looks. Sure, it's unfair, but it's a fact. People today judge a youngster by his appearance, and once they've tabbed the boy, it's enough to change their mind about him, their attitude towards him. Look at your boy. Look at your boy. Stay tight. There's a reason for this. Look at him through his teacher's eyes, your neighbor's eyes. Could the way he looks, the clothes he's wearing, give him a wrong appearance or impression? Are you making sure you look right, dresses right, and appears right? Are you making sure he does? And what the advertisement is saying, it was from a police officer. And he said, listen, I know it's about kids right now. He goes, it can be applied to any adult. He says, look at yourself through the supervisor's eyes, through your associate's eyes. Are you appearing how you want people to see you. Interesting thought, right? What does this have to do with success? When you dress better, when you walk out of your home with confidence, you are therefore going to have a better mindset and you're going to make better decisions. All of the things that we talk about in the morning, just here in the mornings, is about what am I thinking? What am I feeding myself? If I walk out today dressed in my normal sweats, let's say I go to the event tonight at church, right? It's not a dress up event, but she's like, just dress casual. Well, my casual is a sweatshirt and leggings, right? My workout pants. If I dress that way and I walk into an environment where not everybody's dressed up, but they look nice, how do you think I'm going to feel? I'm probably going to go, I should have dressed nicer. I look like a bum. It's going to affect the way I feel, my mindset. I'm going to be thinking everybody's judging me. So everything that we do in life plays a factor in how we think about ourselves. It plays a factor in the actions that we take, the words that we speak over ourselves, the things that we think other people are thinking of ourselves. Isn't it crazy? So many things up here determine the actions that we do that day and our feelings. And if our feelings determine our actions, it's just so many things to think about. So anyways, he says, it costs so little to be neat. He basically is saying, put yourself together. He says, the better you are packaged, the more public acceptance you will receive. He says, we look at some people and respect them. We look at other people and we don't. He says, your appearance talks. Your appearance talks, and you're going to feel it from other people. It's going to therefore affect your mindset. All of this does, right? Here's the last thing. Remember, your appearance talks to you and it talks to others. Make certain, it says, here is a person who has self-respect. I am important, treat him right. Also, it plays an important part of how you respect yourself. You owe it to others, but more importantly, you owe it to yourself to look your best. Interesting, right? You are what you think you are. If your appearance makes you think that you are inferior, you will feel inferior and you'll be inferior. If it makes you think small, you will feel small. Look your best and you will think and act your best. So that's what I want to talk about today. It's just a thought. Like as you're going out today and as you're going out and about, and most of you are probably either at work or you're going to be doing something tonight where you're around people. I talked the other day about being aware of how people walk. If they feel like they're confident, if they're not, pay attention to how people are dressed, not with a judgment eye, but with an eye of, how am I going to phrase this? If you're looking at people and how they dress, you can tell if they're confident in who they are or not. Does that make sense? And then look at it back on you. If you're having a bad day, or if you, whatever the case may be, look at how your appearance is. Not going to lie, it's not a hard book to explain. I feel like it's a book that must be read. It must be read because there's so many great stories. But that's what he's talking about in success in life. Thinking bigger. You're going to think bigger when you feel bigger. Oh my goodness. You're going to think bigger and more positive when you feel better about yourself. And a simple action is taking care of yourself. So I'm not going to go to the event in my sweats today. I'm actually going to do my hair. It's my biggest downfall. I'm not going to lie. I love to throw on sweatpants and I love to put on a hat. I sometimes get people on here that are like, why do you always wear a hat? Why not? It's so easy. I don't have to do anything with my hair. This is great hair and it takes me an hour to do it if I want it to look nice. Time-saving people. Anyways, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for always commenting, even though sometimes it's a lot to take in. But we'll get through this book. I need to find the next book that we're going to do. I need to find a book that's more applicable actions versus storytelling, because I'm not telling all the stories. So I am on a quest for another book after this book. If you have something that you've read that you're like, hey, this is very much, I feel like people do better here with steps and an action step to take. You guys, I just saw the first fly of the season. It's spring. It's spring. I don't like flies. That's super annoying. We had our door opened all day. Ew. It's kind of gross, isn't it? All right. We're in Minnesota. So if you're down south, you have flies all the time. If I have a fly, that means it's spring. I haven't seen a fly since last fall. All right. I appreciate you all. I'm always here to help. Send me a message. Have a great Friday. I will not be doing a live today, but I did a live last night, and I'm giving a big bag of ketones away. Like a bag. Oh my goodness. My dog's being annoying. A bag of ketones. So if you watch last night's live of a keto Q&A of how-tos, and then you comment and you share the video, you will be entered into win. I'm going to do a live on Saturday. More keto Q&A. So if you want to be a part of that drawing, go watch last night's live, comment, share the video, let me know that you shared it, and then you might win. So, okay, I hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.